Pastor Steve.
Cheers.
Is he? Oh, man.
Hey.
Turn on this light here.
Hey, Ellie.
Improves or makes it work.
Couch lighting for makeup.
You're pretty far away though. Oh, I think I'm gonna have to have one of those. Anna, you want to share one with me?
I'll have a few people.
All right.
We're ranking.
Oh, there.
In the same room.
What's up?
That's fine. Can I come join you? When you're hot? I just think the fewer computers, the better it's gonna be.
Took our phone off the hook.
Well, I can hear Mom and Dad. I can't see them yet.
Dawn Watchman.
What was that?
I'm like Drew. See, there he is.
Pick a Drew. Miss, you got some bread in your teeth.
Red.
It's an orange.
We're eating orange. All of us are eating oranges.
It must have been from earlier.
Oh boy.
Dad, are you seeing a video sign that you can turn on?
It's on.
We can't see.
I'm looking at myself.
Hey, go to the bottom and you should be able to toggle through different tabs at the bottom to get everybody on.
You hear that?
What?
Toggle through all those, and you can get everybody on. Toggle through something.
Hey,
Did you ma-
If you don't have time to do it right the first time.
There you go.
Ah,
Hey, where's she at?
Grandma needs a higher chair.
Grandma needs a higher
Put it down a little.
camera.
Dad has a bat in the cave. Hi, Malia.
Did you just chastise us?
Did I what?
Did I what?
Tim did.
I think we're still waiting for Annika.
I am here.
Oh, God.
Miss,
what you eating?
Hi, what are you, oh, bagel? You eating a bagel?
Yes, I'm eating a bagel. I'm asking Melissa what she's eating.
we're all eating oranges.
Oranges?
You.
Excellent.
Hey, Monica.
Hey, Tim.
What? Oh.
Hi.
It is so great.
Hey, Rachel.
Sort of.
Nope, it's like the Brady Bunch.
I can't tell you guys.
Dad, can you tilt your camera down at all?
Killed it?
Can you?
Preferably toward you.
The other way.
Give Grandma some books to sit on.
You tilt
And
it.
it's good. I mean, it's potent. And it's a good, yeah, it is. It's a
Tilt it towards you, Dad.
size.
What do you want, me over here?
I'm here. We're midway.
Bad.
Pretty bad. Overall.
All right. Where are you, Jess? In your room?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Still can't see Grandma.
And there's Amanda
Remember.
So you can at least see everybody, right, Mom?
and Drew. Okay.
Grandma said.
Hi there, Ellie. Hi.
You should all
Fun.
Hello.
This is
A
wonderful.
laptop.
Maybe you should go. I don't think I am anymore. Let me see.
Dad, do you have yours set up on Is your screen set up, Dad, so that you can see everybody all at once?
It's up on the top. It's up right next to you.
We can see Steve and we can see,
I can see myself on a little box up at the top next to you.
Okay.
You
and
see
we
everybody?
can see the one that's chewing the bagel.
Who is that?
Once I get all your granddaughters together, it just, I have to describe you. I can't remember whose name's what.
So, Dad, are you
Amanda, it's not always you.
or the person talking bigger? Dad?
Yeah.
Is everybody's picture the same size, or is the person talking bigger?
Right now, we have 4 pictures across the top and my own in the big picture.
We don't even see you right now, the talker.
Yeah, we do now.
So go to the top right-hand corner.
Yeah,
There should be a little tab that says Gallery View.
Yep.
Click that.
there we go.
Now you see everybody?
Do you see Grandma on the screen?
Hey!
There we go. Grandma!
Hi there.
Hello.
Oh, that is great.
Hi there.
Well,
Aw.
cheers to our first family happy hour. Woohoo!
Awesome.
I chose wine because I can whine, W-H-I-N-E, because of what the pandemic has done to me. And I can celebrate with wine, W-I-N-E, all the things I've learned because of it.
There you go.
He couldn't wait to say that. Yes, I did.
Start with you guys. I actually thought it would be fun if we took turns going around to just say how the pandemic has impacted our lives in some unfortunate ways, but just what Dad said, what we've learned that we wouldn't have learned otherwise. So tell us a little bit more about that, Dad.
Tell us a little bit more about what?
What the,
How
What you've learned.
how has it disrupted your life, and what have you learned?
Well,
In your elbow.
who's going first, me?
I will. We're gonna say the same thing anyway. What, you want me? Are you
Well,
gonna go?
Somebody say it.
I can't tell. Do your clothes match today?
No,
Close.
a little bit, green and blue, yeah. Are you gonna go? Me? Well, the second, well, the first one, what was the first question, Steve?
How has it disrupted your life? How has it made it
Okay, first thing I have on here is it's disrupted my life because Jesse hasn't come over to help us. And then I really miss getting together with my friends to playing cards. That's a big thing for us. You want to take it?
Yeah, we make a schedule for our days, and instead of thinking how to plan our schedule, we have to plan to think about what we want to do because we don't have a schedule, what comes up next. And there's a lot of things that we've always enjoyed that we can't do, like playing cards with our friends, meeting our friends, church activities, choir activities, and so forth. It's just a different life.
Giving and getting hugs, we miss that.
Yeah.
And I miss going to the grocery. I believe it or not, that's just something I like to do is go up and down the aisles. I always come home with a lot more than what I need, but I miss that.
Is there something wrong with your current grocery boy?
Absolutely not.
Mhm.
That is the plus. We weren't talking about the pluses yet.
Which one are you referring to? There's several.
Yep.
Why don't I'm going to suggest that we all sort of go around and talk about disruptions first, and then we'll talk about learning. So that
Yeah, that's good.
it up a little bit.
Who's next?
I'll go. First of all, I'm drinking a beer out of the wine glass Steve gave us for Christmas a couple years ago, and it's a Miller Lite for Drew.
Perfect.
Disruptions, obviously. I missed March Madness and hanging out with a bunch of my friends for a couple of days. It's always a highlight of my year. But I've seen a lot of old games to take its place. And unfortunately, so have my girls. Your turn, Rachel.
I'm drinking coffee. And let's see, disruptions. Just, I miss being at school. I miss being with the kids I teach. I miss daily interactions with people that I just see during the workday. You forget, the contact that you have with people, even if you don't have connections with them outside of work, how much you're a part of their lives and they're a part of yours. I miss seeing Christy at Weight Watchers. I felt like I enjoyed just our chit chats. I really miss that. I miss watching all the girls play sports and all of that. And I really miss shopping just for no apparent reason whatsoever, just going to Target and looking around and, spending $50 just because.
50.
Oh yeah.
I wish it was 50.
My other thought was we can't do anything. There was a time when we could do anything we wanted to anytime, and that's not possible now.
Yep.
So true.
Okay, Jess.
Okay. Yeah, obviously I had just gotten a job recently, and that start date, well, I'm fortunate to still have that job. That start date just keeps getting pushed back. So it just has stunk a little bit that, not that I'm not enjoying time with mom and dad, because I am, but just like the starting of life and making money, and then like getting roommates and moving out and just kind of like doing those things that you're supposed to do in your mid-20s. It's just been put on pause and has been a little bit of a disruption. So my new current start date for my job is June 15th, but they told me basically they don't know for sure when that I'm going to be able to start. So that's just a tentative date to kind of tell me, and they'll keep pushing it back as new things with the virus progress. But that's been a little bit of a disruption. I think like some things, like my mom said, just not being able to like go out and get a coffee or go hang out with friends or like hug friends. It's even weird on my birthday when people were coming and dropping stuff by. Like it was so good to see them, but I couldn't hug them or couldn't fist bump them or do anything like that. So I just really miss that part of human interaction and not being able to question every move everyone makes if you cough or if you clear your throat or something like that. So, yep, that's probably the biggest disruption for me right now.
Jess, I'd like to hear more about what your job is. What kind of work are you going to do?
Yeah, so it's a digital marketing company in Granville called Rev Local, and they are built around helping partner with small and local businesses to help revamp their online internet presence. So basically, there are 3 different types of jobs at the company. There's the sales reps who get the companies to come on board with us. There's a strategist position, which is what I got, which helps maintain the clientele based on the type of department or type of business that they are, and it's building relationship with the clients, making sure they get the products that they need on time, and just continuing to help keep them on with us. And then there's the people who make the actual digital marketing things. They make the ads, they revamp the websites, they put social media posts out. So like I said, I'll be someone who, once we get a local business to come on, I'll partner with them, call them monthly, make sure that we're hitting deadlines for them, and just like helping continue to build a relationship with the companies that are on with us. So I'm a local search strategist at Rev Local.
That's awesome.
Yes.
That's awesome.
We hope.
Probably have to do some extra work with you on how to build relationships, though.
I want a business card.
Once I get them, I will let you have one. I will mail one to you.
Should we go down to Annika and Ellie and Adrienne back there? Hello. And then we'll go back up to Malia and around, okay?
Perfect.
All right.
Disruptions in my life. Well, I'm not in Costa Rica anymore. Came home, an abrupt
Supposed to
2 days,
what?
pick up everything and bring it
You're
back
not
home.
supposed to what anymore?
I'm not in Costa Rica anymore.
Oh, I thought you said you weren't supposed to drink anymore.
No. I've been
Excuse me.
I've been doing my fair share of drinking because there's really nothing to do or nowhere to be. So it's usually a glass of wine at dinner. But yeah, my company's taking a pretty hard hit because of the pandemic. Our largest revenue stream is all of the universities that travel with us over the summer, and they were the first to pull out. So actually for all the travel companies out there, we're actually doing okay because we were sort of ahead of everybody else in terms of seeing this coming because the universities were so preemptive in backing out of this. So we basically just panicked sooner than everyone and had a little bit more time to crisis manage. But there were a lot of layoffs involved, a lot of layoffs still coming. And I don't know if the company will exist at the end of the year. We'll see. But for me, that means that I'm still currently working with Beyond Sports. If everything is safe to travel over the summer, then I'll still host the programs in Costa Rica. If it's not safe to travel and Beyond Sports survives, then I might get to stay with Beyond Sports at the end of all this. But I'm also—
You dropped out.
Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay. I don't even know what.
Yeah, Grandma and Grandpa froze.
Okay. Even if Beyond Sports survives, I am also sort of looking at different career options right now too, just because I don't know that
Your mom got it.
right now is the best time to be investing my career in the travel industry, given everything that's going on. So a lot of questions in the air for me, but I'm sort of taking it all one day at a time.
Hey, there they are.
They're
You
back.
got dropped out for a minute.
You're back.
You're back.
All right. But yeah, those are my disruptions.
Okay, Ellie.
It actually does work a little better in terms of sound if you mute your computer when you're not talking. Then any side noises don't cut into what the other person's saying.
All right.
Did you hear that?
I also experienced some pretty big changes. I also had to move out of my house on campus within like 3 days notice. So that was a pretty big change, as well as losing spring semester of your senior year of college. Not particularly enjoyable. Missed out on a lot of celebration, a lot of social activities, but even I've been working on an honors capstone for over a year now. And I'm not going to get to present that. So that kind of stinks too, as well as graduation being pushed back. It also had repercussions in the matter that Capital has frozen all positions for hire. So the Bonner job that I was being considered for, I'm no longer in consideration for because there's no longer a job. Like, they're not posting it for another year and a half. So looking for other options there. And then in terms of Sakona, I have tickets to go back to Kenya if restrictions are lifted by June 15th. But it's not looking positive in terms of the Kenyan border. So it's looking like that trip's going to be canceled as well.
Ooh, wow. What a shame.
For me, I guess I don't have to go to school anymore. I don't get to go to school anymore, so that's that's a big deal. And then also my track season is most likely going to be all the way canceled this year, which is really disappointing, because I was going to try and make it to states this year. I've made it to regionals the past 3 years now, or 2 to 3 years. I can't remember if I made it freshman year or not, but 3. So that's disappointing because I won't be able to do that. Also, I was going to add a running event this year. Another big life change for me, though, not really pertaining to quarantine, is that I'm probably going to go to Case Western Reserve University in Cleveland to play basketball and track.
Woo!
So, and they have a really good engineering program, which is really good for me. And then since I am admitted to Case Western, I can take any classes that I want at the Cleveland Institute of Art as well.
That's us.
That's us.
Leah, you want to go?
Yeah, and probably the hardest thing for me to get over initially, and not sure that I'm over it, but just the disappointment for all the girls not to be able to live out their dream. And, you know, for Adrian and Ellie, it was, you know, senior year and all the opportunities to celebrate the home stretch with the people that you shared that journey with, and not getting to do that. And then Veronica having to come home, even though we love having her here. I know that Costa Rica is where her heart is, and thrilled when she's down there and happy. And for me, you know, working at home it's a nice opportunity to have, but when you have to work at home every day, you don't realize how much you miss being a part of your work group and seeing people in person. And we've been doing Zoom meetings. I have a Zoom happy hour each week with my work group, the entire team, and it's just so nice to see faces and hear voices and just touch base and kind of have a whole different relationship connection with everybody. Realize you don't want to take that stuff for granted. And then probably the thing that's going to be the hardest thing for me to get through is I don't think I can survive 10 weeks without a haircut.
Without what?
10 weeks without a haircut's going to kill me.
Haircut, I know.
I'm just going to have to go blank screen another week or two.
That's a good one.
Yep.
Steve, if I
I
can
get my
interrupt
haircut every 4 weeks faithfully, and it's just going to kill me.
Steve, if I can interrupt for a minute, I've got a screen that's Gord. It's at the top. It says recording, and I can only see Malia and Drew. There's a activities box, picture titles, backup test, Brandon discussion, list for Drew.
So
it popped up. I don't know how to get rid of it.
Are you seeing everybody's picture anymore?
Only Malia's and Andy's.
Just the right two. We can't see the other 4.
Is there an X in the top corner of that box or anything just to get it out of the way?
It says options. Send feedbacks to Microsoft.
What else does it say with options?
Right now it has Microsoft Office, Microsoft Online, Firefox, File Explorer, and so forth. It is.
Do you have your phone? Can you take a picture of your screen and text it to Steve?
Yeah.
What?
Or I could just turn off and turn it back on again. How about that?
Well, I don't think we need to do that. Just hold it up to your camera. Hold the picture you took up to your camera. No, that's not gonna work. You have to send it to me quick. I can't, it's not clear enough.
I hate to hold everybody up.
Guess what? None of us have anywhere to go.
I was gonna say, I can't think of where I'm gonna go.
I'm sure these girls have things they'd rather be doing.
We can do all the things that we would like to do tomorrow and the next day and the next
Yeah, I
day.
guess.
Plenty of time, Grandma.
And probably next month.
I just sent it, Steve.
Yep.
There's no place we'd rather be. There's no place we could be.
Dad, click those 3 dots in the top right-hand corner.
3 dots.
The 3. Click it.
Top right-hand corner.
Says add a Microsoft account, add a work or school account, search settings, indexing options, build 2028-4.
No, we don't want to do that.
Give feedback, don't want to do that.
Nope, nope, nope. What happens if you click on the picture you can see?
On what?
Click on the picture you can see of us.
Click that.
I did it.
All right.
Don't do that again, Malia.
Malia, that was good.
Sorry.
I'll go ahead and we'll finish the UA Wachtman clan here. In terms of disruptions, about a month ago, Malia and I thought we would be empty nesters in 5 months, and now our nest is all full again. The
I told that story to a lot of people.
it is very hard to be away from the people at church. It just sort of like what Rachel was saying a minute ago too. And
Where's Rachel?
She has to take something out of the oven. I'm cooking something, but she's helping me, so she's just
Okay.
really fast.
so yeah, like she's missing her students, really missing being around folks here, and share Malia's sentiments about just heartbroken for Ellie and Adrian and all that they're experiencing in such a different way. And I, in terms of working at home, you know, I can't imagine what it would have been like 10 years ago before we had opportunities like this for staying in touch. But it takes a lot of work. So we're doing our best to stay connected with everybody. And it's been really hard to turn work off at home, especially in the middle of Holy Week and everything that's going on that way. So I'm hoping next week it will lighten up a little bit. So that's mine.
Is Jesse next? Is Jesse next?
Jesse's good.
It's too far away. All right,
Time for the fun, Watchmen.
there we go. Yeah, we're having a lot of the similar experiences for sure. I personally, I seem to miss most the routine. It seems like there's so much time in the day and nothing's going on, and you think you get a lot of different things done, whether it be for work or around the house, but nothing seems to have any continuity to it. You know, just the routine of when you get up and when you go to bed and when you make dinner and stuff like that is all gone, and things kind of get into a little bit of a malaise. You know, not going to the gym to work out and getting those sort of stress relievers. The work's still around for work is still there for it's still busy, but it's just kind of hard to get done and hard to get motivated sometimes.
For me, I'd say, along with Adrian and Ellie, being senior year of high school or college is just kind of rough. I had actually bought my prom dress a week before all this happened, and so I was excited for that. And I mean, the school's trying to do what they can, whether we try to have a prom when all this is over just to do it or what. They're really trying to do what they can for it. I also graduation's unfortunate that has to be pushed back, but I mean at least it's not being canceled, so I mean that's a plus. But I also had I was elected president last year of the drug-free club at my school, and we had a lot of pushback this year in the beginning, getting things started, so it took a lot of my time and effort to get things rolling, but we were at a really good spot and had a lot of good people that we were working with to get a big whole festival together, and things were getting put in place, and we unfortunately had to cancel that like a week ago, so that's unfortunate, but I mean, I'll be there to help in what ways I can next year, so hopefully something gets done. For me, it's a lot of like not being able to go to school and like seeing friends is definitely hard, but like I do like being able to work at home, like at my own pace, but probably the hardest thing is not being able to go to volleyball. We had a really good team this year, and like our coach was really active, and now we still have like meetings every day at like 11 in the morning and on Zoom, and we all talk about things, we watch movies, but like it's not the same as being able to go on the court and play volleyball.
I miss a lot of the same things as everyone. I love working at home sometimes, but I miss being at work and interacting with people. I miss going out with friends, just going out with family, or having, the availability to go to the stores. I miss Weight Watchers a lot, Rachel, and seeing you there. And it's very hard to do this without Weight Watchers. And it's hard to see all the things that the girls are missing. I mean, we had to postpone Allison's shower and bachelorette party and, who knows what else. But it's hard to see them go through that. I think the hardest thing is not getting to see Allison on a regular basis. I mean, we're quarantining or sheltering at home in different locations. So, we see her on Zoom or FaceTime, but haven't seen her in person. So.
Is that going to change?
I don't know. She's got different exposures that, she's working at Aldi, and, has been doing some cardo stuff, and got different people staying with them and different exposures. So she's staying where she is, and we're staying where we are.
How's your family in New Jersey doing?
They're doing okay. They are, they're all scared. Megan's sister-in-law and brother-in-law both have the virus, and they seem to be doing okay now. Good. But Mindy's next door neighbor, her friend from her condo, has the virus, also seems to be pulling through. But they're all doing well. The kind of the hotbed in New Jersey is Teaneck, the town we grew up in, and so Megan's kids, Mike and Casey, both still have extended family there. Their grandparents and aunts and uncles are there. So everybody's okay, but like everyone across the country, around the world, they're worried.
Scared. No, thanks. And anybody else had other ideas come to mind in terms of disruptions? I did, and actually it relates to what the Pink Watchmans were just talking about. We did have to cancel our trips to the Passion Play in Germany, both the youth trip and the adult trip, which is a bummer, but it does mean I'll be home for the wedding, and I'm glad for that.
You have some unusual experiences because we text back and forth with Faith and Doug a lot, and they sent us a check to pay for the Broadway series that we're on, and 2 series have already been canceled, My Fair Lady and Witch, so they're going to try to reschedule those. But when I got their check to go cash it or deposit it in the bank, there was a line so long I couldn't even get in the parking lot at the bank. And I came home and I came back again, and the line was still there. Couldn't get to the windows because they're lined up 3 deep. waiting for people to again. So there's more people withdrawing funds or looking for something that they need from the bank.
Well, because they can't get into the banks now.
They can't get in either, right?
Right, they don't, there's only a handful of banks that I know of that have their lobbies open, and they're the ones that don't have drive-throughs.
They
But they're
don't, they're the ones that what?
They're generally smaller banks, and they may not have a drive-through at their main office.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
But our government relations team has been working 24/7 since all this started, and we've had CEO calls, 5 different calls every week, kind of broken up by asset size, by the size of the bank, and things are just changing daily in the industry and trying to help customers. And the stimulus package included some small business loans.
Have you been going to work?
No, I've been working at home,
Uh-oh.
but the banks are busy and trying to help people and trying to help small businesses. And initially there were, they saw, some early cash withdrawals, excessive cash withdrawals, but that's all quieted down at this point, because really your money is safer in the bank than to have cash at home. And it's not like you really can spend it anywhere. It's kind of one of those, it's insured, it's in the bank, you've got access to it electronically.
I need to get an app so I can deposit my check from
Yes,
home.
you do. Yeah, you could do that. You could do that.
Are you with Huntington, Dad?
I'm sorry?
Are you with Huntington?
Huntington, yes.
Okay, I'll help you with that. I can help you with that. I'm going to suggest, in terms of opportunities that have presented themselves while we're sheltering, that we unwind, and we'll start with the pink Watchmans and wind it back up and end with Grandma and Grandpa. I didn't say what I was drinking though, and of course, if I'm with Grandma and Grandpa, I have a Manhattan for our happy hour. So Drew and Christy, you guys want to talk about opportunities that have arisen?
Opportunities, we've had a lot of family time like everybody has, so we're doing a lot of games together. These guys still can't beat me in ping pong. I found that out pretty good.
I beat you in one of the sets.
Yeah, Amanda did beat me in one set, but no, we are talking a lot and getting to know each other and reaching out in different ways to each other, and those are opportunities that I don't think we'd be taking advantage of if we're all doing our own things like we normally are.
For me, it's nice because even with during when we had school and stuff at the school, I only had about 3 hours of school, so now it's pretty much even less than that, so I can get up at about 12 and get my homework done in about an hour. So that's good. But other than that, I've been trying to still stay active. Dad and I have gone on a few runs and challenging ourselves, filling up our time that way too has been fun. So
for me, kind of like my schoolwork has not been nearly as hard as it normally would be, so I've been able to have a lot more free time. I've definitely done a lot of baking, a lot of baking, and just trying new things.
Yeah, it's been a good opportunity to eat a lot of what Amanda has baked. She has baked nonstop. And we've done a lot of cooking at home. And the games are fun. It's given, actually, I've noticed the ability to have more one-on-one time with Drew more than anything else, because we're able to, when we shut it down work-wise in the evening, spend some time together. And it is nice to, take a walk around the neighborhood and see people out and about.
Great. My joke about empty and full nesting aside, it has been a blast around here to see the dance parties that happen after supper when we're cleaning up supper. The girls put their favorite music on and the whole house is rocking, and it's pretty cool to spend that kind of time with them. Similar to what you were just saying, it's a couple weeks ago now, but Malia was on the porch doing something and I walked out and sat down in the chair, and we actually had a 45-minute conversation at home on a weeknight And I don't think it happened in a decade, honestly. And I thought, wow, this is really, really, really good and important. And I will say too, we are learning a lot about the way technology can help in terms of church life and things like that. So it will carry over, I think, once, I actually don't think things are going to go back to normal. I think we're going to enter into some sort of new normal, and stuff that we're learning is going to be important.
He pointed down to you, Tim.
No, I pointed to Malia on my screen. Everybody's screen is different. We're just
I was going to say, I'm over here.
unwinding the way we did it. So you went.
Okay. So I'll add to the fact it's been nice having a full house again, but living in this house with 5 adults is different than living in the house with 3 young children. So, but there are upsides to that too, because everybody can find their own space and move a little more independently, and there's certainly not the need for supervision the way there used to be. So that's all good. Getting more walks in, getting my steps in. That's good. We think that Mowgli's maybe the biggest benefactor in the whole stay at home. It's a stay at home with Mowgli order, and she's taking full advantage of it. That's all I have.
For me, it's been a really great time to learn how to manage a team through a crisis like this. So there's 8 girls that work underneath me, and they're actually very likely not going to have jobs at the end of the month, and they're all pretty anxious about heading out into a workforce that really is like not hiring right now. And they're like, we're sort of scattered all over the States right now. There's one of my teammates who is in Staten Island, and her mom is a nurse as well. So she is just like really close to the epicenter of all this, in the States anyway. So it's just been a really unique challenge, and I've grown a lot through it and learned a lot through it as well. And then also echoing my parents, there's been a lot of good fun family time, just spending time together that we haven't had for the last several years. And then for me personally, it's been a good time to slow down, because I get so caught up in my work. Even though Costa Rica is a very relaxed culture, I was still very busy all the time down there just because my job kept me busy and I have a hard time turning it off. But even if I want to turn my work on, there's not a lot to do. So it has sort of forced me to slow down, which has been really great, and just helping me relax, connect with more people, and take more personal time. So not muting us. You're next.
I'm next. You're next. It doesn't matter. You go. Okay. Unlike Annika and what it seems, Amanda and Melissa, my work has quintupled. Just schoolwork, a lot of the professors have ended up giving more assignments instead of lectures, so it's just more work to put in. So it's a lot more writing assignments, presentations. I gave a 50-minute capstone presentation over Zoom the first week that we were online, and it was just incredibly nerve-wracking. But with that, it's brought a lot of skills, technologically, as well as just building community over a different medium. So with my Bonner work, while all the other Bonner students have experienced a significant reduction in their workload, mine again has probably tripled, because I'm trying to come up with new ways to actively engage our students in the community as best that we can through online services. So I've been fielding a lot of calls, answering a lot of emails, coming up with different opportunities, which has been really fun to engage my creative faculties that way. But it's been a lot of work. So, but it's great to know that there's such a strong community behind us to support us. So all of Capital's professors, all of my professors individually have emailed either to our classes or individually to students and been like, if there's anything we can do to help, please reach out. So it's been really comforting to know that we do have that support system when all the chaos sort of happens. It's just been trying to ride the wave, I guess. I've been very busy, but good busy. So,
Ellie, you tell them the decision you made today?
sure.
I guess not. Sorry, I'm sorry. Go to Annika, Adriana. That's fine.
For me,
Adrian, show me how long your hair is.
Oh, goodness. It's you didn't put any of it behind you. Sorry.
How long's it gonna be when this is all over?
It's not growing anymore. It's not my choice.
If I don't get a haircut pretty soon, you're going to be seeing my Goldilocks or Graylocks.
For me, it's been a combination of being busy and not busy. I would say that I'm in the same boat with Melissa and Amanda, that my schoolwork has decreased immensely. Being able to learn at my own pace and to teach myself that kind of stuff, it's just faster. And then like not having all the transitions in school and all of that. Also not having anything after school, like not having any track or not having anything to run to or to be at is refreshing, but also uncomforting and interesting because that's just not something that I'm used to. I'm always doing something, whether it's something with family, something with church, something with sports, something with school. I'm always going everywhere and anywhere. And so trying to keep up with that pace that I'm used to, I'm doing a lot more of stuff that I genuinely want to be doing. Not that the stuff I was doing before wasn't, but like I've been doing a lot of artwork, reading, working on my capstone, just messing around, just stuff like that to keep myself busy. Yeah.
Here, I'll show you. I played Adrian's canvas yesterday.
Oh, goodness.
Can you see that?
Yeah, what is that?
It's
Email it to yourself, Annika. You can show it on your desktop.
it's my face. So I just let Adrian.
Oh, your face. Oh my
Just
God.
let my face as a canvas, because what else are you gonna do with Saturdays now? So
I will chime in and add. So today I did make the decision that after graduation, hopefully we get to walk for diploma, but regardless of that or not, I'll be going to American University to get my master's in international development. So I'm moving to DC.
All right.
In DC?
Yeah.
Woo!
Thank you. I'm very excited about it.
Mom, we would be interested to know whether there's any family still back there that might have some ins in terms of helping get started with housing and things like that. So I don't know if Aunt Kathy
I don't know about that.
or your cousins or anybody.
No, I'll think about that, but okay.
I have one more to share from the UA Watchmans. Going to take over your screen for a minute here. Can you guys see Mowgli?
Yeah.
Yep.
should we put the scarf back on her? No.
Isn't that hilarious? And then I wanted to show you then this one too. So I'll send this to everybody, but this is it's our latest.
Wants to learn.
How about that?
I'm not seeing what. Our latest what?
Can you guys see the family picture there or not?
No.
No.
I can see it.
We got you on the side, but the other one are in still motion, no motion at all.
Yeah, everyone's confused because they think the picture
Okay, there we are.
Well, wait a minute. Yes, this is just a picture. So I'll email it to everybody. It'll work better.
Hi, Riley.
Yeah, Riley came on.
All right.
There you go.
Tall Watchmans.
Us. You go first.
Me?
Yeah.
All right. I guess one of the benefits of working at home is for about 3 decades, I've been hearing that Rachel's a really good teacher. And now I get to witness it firsthand. I get to hear her interact with her students and fellow teachers. And she really knows her stuff, and she really gets through these kids in different ways. And it's really cool to see. And I know she makes impacts on their lives. So that's been a really cool part of all this. We've taken, like everybody else, we're putting a lot of miles on our shoes. We've taken lots and lots of walks. We get to see neighbors that we haven't really got to see before because they're out doing the same thing. And we had made a joke today that all the neighbors we passed on our walk, we waved to them to make sure it was our Palm Sunday. So, other than that, I found out I should have had one more kid so we could play euchre.
I don't know. Annika and Ellie are pretty good dog trainers.
Yeah, there's definitely some side benefits to all this. Family time is one of them.
Yeah, I feel like we've had a chance to just take better care of ourselves, sleep more, be able to sleep longer, not have to get up at 4:30 or 5 in the morning, and be able to walk and exercise more. And I've really enjoyed the time to spend with Tim and Jessie, although Jessie would rather be moving on with her life. It's nice to have her here. And the technology has been an incredible plus in connecting with families that I work with. And I feel like the kids that I work with are the ones who are struggling, and the students at the school where I am on the west side of Gahanna, a lot of them don't have the technology to connect. So being able to help that happen and help them figure out ways that we can still connect, even though they think that they can't. And I've been able to connect with lots of students. And Jessie went with me this week. I did a book drop because when we ended school, we thought it was for 8 days. So I sent them with 8 books, and been able to connect up with parents, and was able to do a book drop from, social distancing. I would place it on their porch and then stand on the end of their driveway and call them, and they would go out and get it and leave me their books. And being able to see them at their house with their parents, and Jessie was there, so they got to meet my family, and just connecting in different ways. And just the feedback I've had from parents has been really really good. I had a 3rd grader who doesn't like to read at all. His dad sent me a text or an email that said, last night Jack said that he really loved the book that you sent, and he really likes reading. And I thought that would never come out of his mouth, his dad said. And that just brings me a lot of joy that I could help a student like that. And really, it really wasn't me. It was probably him getting to read with his dad because his dad was at home. But just to be a part of that has brought me a lot of joy. So just trying to enjoy slowing down.
I hear you know how to make a good meal.
I've been cooking a lot. Yeah, cooking and baking, like the pink Watchmans. Is that what I'm supposed to cook? The fun Watchmans. Made some love muffins this morning with leftover bananas, which are basically just chocolate muffins with bananas hidden in them. So.
No more conversation about love muffins going on here.
Well, Jessie, you're it.
All right. Also, I'm wondering when my family's going to get a different variation of Watchmen, because I feel like Pink Watchman, Fun Watchman, Loud Watchman, Elite Watchman, UA Watch. I just don't know what other name you would call us, but I'm all yeah, I think although this has been just the craziest of times and none of us expected any of this to happen, something that I realized that I've taken for granted, like a lot of what you guys said, is your schedules just fill up and you're usually doing a bunch of things and going to a bunch of places. And same for me, even with being out of school and maybe not having a job yet, I've quickly filled my schedule with stuff at the church and volleyball leagues and small groups and things like that. And obviously none of those things are happening right now. And so I've really realized that I think I've taken for granted having an awesome family and having a home to come to, and really enjoying that, and not just using it as like a stepping stone before I move out and get a roommate, but really realizing like how great it is to spend quality time with my parents and do the things that they like to do. And I really hate going on walks. I really do. I have learned, and I am learning to like them and seeing why they like them. The conditions outside have to be right. It can't be too cold. I don't want it to rain. But just enjoying the time with them has been really good. And I think that's something that I've really missed out on, either when I'm home on break from school. So yeah, I don't think I've maybe voiced that enough to them, but I'm really enjoying the time here with them, and enjoying, because I'm starting to like cook meals with my mom, even though I'm very unpleasant when that happens. But I'm learning to do some adult things like that, so that when I do live on my own, I can really appreciate the time that I got to cook and watch movies and things like that with my parents. So I'd say that. One of my best friends had a baby during all of this. My friend Courtney had a baby, and this seems like not a positive thing, but she's like super alone right now. And so hopefully after staying in for 2 weeks, I'll be able to go see her and be with their baby, because I haven't gotten to meet him yet. So I'm looking forward to that. And there's an opportunity for me to obviously get to meet him, because they're just being obviously strict with who can come see the baby and things like that. And then I think some of you know that, I don't know how this happened, but I got a boyfriend during a global pandemic. So it's been a unique opportunity to build that relationship. His name is Tyler. He's wonderful. Hopefully you guys can all meet him once the craziness is over. But it's been really cool to spend some quality time with him too, just since there's a lot of time to be spending with each other. So that's been really good. And I'm excited about that relationship. So, yep. Grandma, Grandpa, I think you're up.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
One of the things that I feel good about is we have to have an appreciation now for what we had before, and that was a lot. But we can look around today and say what we have now, especially what I'm looking at on the screen in front of me, still something really to be thankful for, because it's been a lifeline for us. Another thought was that there's so many causes that need help, people that need help, and you wonder how you can do to help them, help somebody. And it's hard to do when you're 85 going on 86 to do much of anything. So we do look at some of the opportunities for giving gifts to different people that need them, or organizations that need them. We've done some of that. But one of the biggest things we've done is that we really enjoyed. Through the years, we did a terrible job of organizing our pictures. So at least for a week, if not more, we spent time in organizing our pictures into pictures of the two of us, pictures of each one of your families, pictures of our cruises, pictures of our vacations, pictures of my time in the Army, pictures of Epiphany, pictures of friends. That has been an awful lot of fun, and we're pretty well organized now. Not totally, but we're getting there. So someday we'll have to show you our picture album right now, because it's really much more organized than it was before, and it's been so much fun to do that, because you were such a big part of that, and we got to enjoy things all over again. And the final thing is that it's a good thing that this gives you an opportunity to do things that you should have done before. Pictures is one example. I still have the garage to do, and the basement, and the den, and so forth. So there's lots of stuff we're getting done because we just haven't gotten them done, and that's been good for us. And I guess one thing I'm really thankful for that we didn't have before is what I'm looking at. things like Zoom and online services has been a real opportunity for us to enjoy the family. Your turn.
Well, I can't say much more than that. That about does it. But I just think we all need to realize how much this means to all of us, each in our own way. So many people that you're reading about now, they don't have any place to go to or anybody to help them get through what they're getting through. So just please, and I know you do, I have no doubt that you're thankful for what we have as a family.
Amen.
I think Zoom has just started to have a new life, because just before this, we arrived with you, we got an email from Don Maurer, who says we want to connect you with Zoom, and he sent us his family Zoom. And Jerry Kistner was doing one for Epiphany. So this, the whole idea of having Zoom available is just incredible.
I can give you a little background there. 2 weeks ago, Zoom hosted 30 million meetings in a week. And last week, they hosted 200 million meetings.
Wow.
A week. And they just instituted some new security measures. You have to have a password encoded meeting. It actually gets embedded in the link. That's why you got in with one pass. But there's a lot of churches and community groups that were having Zoom meetings, and people would hack into them and start showing pornography on one of these screens while it was going on. So they've had to heighten the security so that doesn't happen anymore.
Also,
It was
go ahead, Grandma.
It was fun being, well, not fun, but meaningful to be able to be a part of your church service today, Steve. That was, that was very meaningful too, because of the, whatever you call the stuff.
I'm glad you found it meaningful. It's actually been sort of, that's another benefit. It's been like figuring out a puzzle. How can we be community as fully as possible, even while we're sitting in our own homes? So that was good too.
I know Allison isn't here, but I'm sure she's told me briefly that she's been Zooming with the Loud Watchmans a lot and stuff like that. So like on her behalf, I don't know if you guys wanted to give an update on her, just the good and the bad and what she's been up to, so that even though she's not here, we can still know what's going on with her.
We had fun yesterday playing categories with Drew and Christy's family. And those kind of opportunities are really fun. Hopefully we can do more of those if this goes on forever.
Where is Allison today?
She's working. She has, Aldi called in all of their employees who were supposed to start in July and reached out to them and asked if any of them had an opportunity to start earlier, work a few shifts earlier, because obviously the grocery business is booming right now. So she picked up a few shifts each week at Aldi. So she's there today.
Oh, okay.
And
Which I'm sure is in a way a plus for Allison, like Jesse was saying, her pluses and minuses. I mean, there's lots of tough things with the wedding and stuff going on that she's got to figure out and just deal with right now. But I think it's good that she could start at Aldi earlier and, start making a name for herself now, and a little bit of a way to distract herself, get away from things, keep her busy. So.
Amanda, I have a question for you. Amanda, have you decided on a college yet?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's funny. After we got past my turn, I thought I should probably say that. But I got into OSU on Tuesday. Yeah, and so going there, I paid my acceptance fee the other day. Yes, Ellie. Yeah. My parents paid my acceptance fee the other day.
OH, baby.
Yeah, so that'll be fun. I'm excited to start, looking for roommates and, just preparing for that too. So that'll be a good change also.
That's awesome.
Congratulations. That's great.
Thanks.
Well, I think of Allison and Nick often, and what a misfortune for them. I just hope they know how much they're still loved. I'm sure they do.
Yeah, they do.
How disappointing to not have the opportunity to do all the stuff they've been planning on to start the way they want.
Tim and Rachel, your picture had something around it. Did you have anything else to say?
No, I think Tim just went, Riley's living her best life. That's all I can tell you.
Okay, all right.
Dog's life for sure.
Jesse, what are you doing?
Who is that behind you, Jesse?
Oh gosh.
You're welcome.
Our dogs are sure enjoying us being home.
Oh, yeah.
They're very confused, but they are loving it.
Jesse, whose dog is that?
Just someone from the internet. I don't know.
Tim, how's Doug doing?
It's all real. I mean, it's tough. It's hard to watch, but I mean, with everybody back in the house and the medications he's on is making him really anxious, and just being cramped up and not be able to get out and work like he likes to do so much and hunt and stuff. But it's just it's making it difficult on everybody over there, and we try to take as many of them on our walks as we can just to keep their sanity in that house over there as well. But that's all on him, and it's just he's Doug Chevalo.
Oh.
His medicine that he's on right now is causing a lot of issues, and it's hard. It's been hard. It's been hard on all of them. If you'd include them in your prayers, that would be good.
He's kind of taken up the hobby of photography really in earnest now. He's kind of the type of the guy that once he likes something, he really goes all in on it. And he's gotten some cool pictures of the bald eagles out here in Pickerington, and he's sending those to us, and he goes out and just snaps pictures for hours on end at a time. So, but that's what he does to kind of keep himself busy.
I have kind of an interesting story. I was talking with my friend Nancy Steiner, and she said her son David, he got, I don't know, for some reason he opened a garage door or something, but whatever it was, he found an old beer can in there, and he thought, and he showed it, and somebody said, I might want that. So he put it on whatever you call eBays or something like that. eBay, and he sold it for
$1,100.
$1,100. That beer can for $1,100.
What?
I never had a sip of it.
Huh.
Mom and Dad, what can you tell us about your siblings?
I was thinking about, Kathy and Tom. Emily is still working with entrance exams for people that into Duke. She is helping people that want to get into Duke research. And then Luke, he just got an extension for another 3 years on into his doctorate that says he's gonna, what now, have tenure.
Yeah,
So
tenure, yeah.
he's very, I mean, tenure must be really hard to get. And so he's on his way to that. But his wife, Caroline, is a nurse and an operating nurse too. And she's very scared at this point with going to work and then coming home to their family, to the two boys and to Luke. So that's another prayer place.
As far as my sibling is concerned, we've talked to Marie several times, and we've talked to her quite a while. And it's amazing how that lady is doing at 94 years. She is in the assisted living quarters in Holland, Ohio, just outside Toledo. And she's doing extremely well. They come in and clean up her room, but she has changed that. She wants to clean her own room because she spent a lifetime of cleaning other people's houses, and she loves to do that. So she's very independent. They can't have anybody coming in or going out. So they are really totally by themselves. But we got an email from one of her daughters, Annette, saying that Marie is in there and can't talk to anybody, at least in person. And would the first cousins send her a note? And I think she got some, maybe from some of you people. But that was a nice gesture on everybody's part to make her feel very much like she's looking up to the family. So we're very proud of Marie. We're very happy she's doing well, and looking forward to seeing her sometime soon for
You
us.
tell them how old she was?
She's 94.
Yeah, she's doing so well, and she's 94.
I bet she's got that place spick and span.
I bet she does too.
I will not forget the time we went out to her house for a potluck of some kind, but she had it all set up in her garage, and her garage floor was cleaner than our kitchen floor. It was like amazing.
Yeah, that's Marie.
Yeah.
This has been wonderful, family. Oh, wow.
It's been really fun.
How's your family doing, Malia?
Good. You know, Marla's busy teaching, you know, just like Rachel, so she's got that to do, and the shop is closed. But you know, my mom's actually, I think she was outside working in her yard all day yesterday. I tried to call her 2 or 3 times. I'm trying to keep her pinned down. I know she's run out a couple of times this week because Marla and I have talked, but trying to keep her in the house
Sure.
is a struggle. I think she enjoys the regular phone calls, but like Grandma said, she's really missing her card clubs and all of she's a very social person and really missing all of that. So
We just got something for your mother today. It was an email with a YouTube item.
Yeah.
I think it was done by a Backelman family member.
yeah, my cousin's husband.
And that was very, very effective.
Yeah.
Great music, and the video with it was very well done.
Yeah, he's really talented. They're all very musically talented. So, yeah, my best mom story was that she gave me a grocery list, and then she's like, well, and I could use some paper towels, and I need some hand soap. I like this light blue Dial. This is the certain kind that I like. And I probably could use a little more hand sanitizer too. Like, yeah, you and the rest of the world, Mom. Like, if I find soap, you're going to get what I find. If I find paper towels, you're going to get what I find. We're not going to be brand specific here. Do y'all have your masks?
Yeah.
Oh, we have masks. Anybody else?
Yeah, we do.
Ours are on order.
We don't have any.
All Watchmen's are still lacking.
There was in the paper, it told you how to make them.
I
Yeah, Ma has been making our masks.
Mindy and I delivered some material to my mom last week and asked her to make some good use of her free time
That's
and
awesome.
get on it. So she made masks for us.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
We heard the virus doesn't go above 6 feet.
What was that? We're gonna all stay about 6 feet. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
I said, no, the virus doesn't go above 6 feet, so we're okay.
I did hear the giraffe.
I have a built-in face cover because I used to have trouble with dust. I'd get asthma way back when, and I got some mouth guards, some things that fit over your nose and your mouth, and we've got several of them now, using them for a different purpose.
Rachel, what's going on with your family?
I was just talking to my sister today, and she's finally working from home starting this week. She's going in once a week still. So I'm hoping that she'll be working from home permanently, maybe after next week. They've been figuring out how for her to meet with patients still. And then my dad finally is on furlough. He was working, not really happy about that. He's 79 and he should not be working, but so he's back home now. And yeah, they're doing all right.
We might let you know, and maybe Malia said it and I missed it, but Michaela just started her permanent employment as an ER nurse at Children's Hospital, so could be putting her in a risky situation as well.
Who's that?
Steve?
Michaela Baker.
Oh, Michaela.
Michaela.
Good.
Another thing that I definitely miss is with Jesse going to Grace every Sunday. That was a lot of fun. We did it for a few weeks before this whole thing started.
That's good.
Yes, I echo that, Amanda. I miss it too. It's like Uncle Steve was saying, it's crazy how everyone
Faith
has.
and Doug and Mindy, and they're all doing okay, Christy?
All good. Yep. All good.
You didn't hear that again.
Can you finish your story, Jess?
Oh, okay. But it's how like crazy how quickly churches and things like that have gone online, because I know I've been a part of some Zoom meetings with people from the staff at my church, and just all the work that goes into putting all of that online is significant. So I can appreciate a little bit of what you're doing, Uncle Steve, right now, because it's a big move for all of that. But yes, Amanda, I miss that very much. So very soon we'll start again.
What is that? Is that the church? What did she say? Grace
Fellowship. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Jesse has been taking Amanda after Amanda goes with us to Epiphany or Acolytes or whatever. She's been going with Jesse to Grace services, and she's enjoyed that quite a bit.
I don't know people are what you're finding cathartic, but my catharsis is Ken Burns documentaries. I've been through Ken Burns America, Ken Burns country music, and I'm almost all the way through Ken Burns baseball. You just sort of get lost in that for a couple hours. That helps pass the time.
Heard those are good. Mindy likes those a lot. She's suggested several Ken Burns documentaries.
What are the rest of you doing to escape?
Been really busy with work, I think, for Drew and I both. It's been a lot of hours and very hard to shut it off. I was actually squeezing in some work right before this call.
There's one thing I wanted to say, and I kept losing my mind. I want to get a grandmother clock or a grandfather clock just to remind me that time is passing, because I'll get involved in trying to put together one of these worship services, and before I know it, 3 hours is gone, and I'm not even aware of it because you're just so involved. I want to hear those chimes in the background.
We have one if you want to fix it.
Are there any engineers in the family here?
Well, you all can guess what I do. I sit and watch my Hallmark with a crossword puzzle in my hand.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
And we're going to learn how to play 500 cards. It's our favorite card game with two of us.
Two-handed 500.
Two-handed 500.
I've unfortunately succumbed to TikTok, which for those of you who do not know is an app with endless streams of videos that are mostly funny and useless, but mostly just for comic relief. So I'll find myself at 2 a.m. realizing that I'm still watching them. So that's what I've been doing.
I feel you, Jesse. We're still on.
We're not muted.
We're not muted.
I unmuted it. I've been working nonstop. So
Yeah, I kind of already said it, but I've been baking. Just baking a lot.
I have been biking some. I went on a 26-mile bike ride the other day from
some.
Holy cow.
I don't know. What do you say?
I thought you had schoolwork to do.
Well, yeah. Need to relieve the stress somehow.
26 miles worth of stress.
Yeah, I literally just got going and I was like, this is really
Walking around the block, I'm like, ooh.
did a runner's high, a biker's high, I guess. So I ended up going all the way to our grandma Troutman's house.
Oh my God.
Wow.
I just like followed different bike paths, wiped out a couple times, you know, the usual.
I heard you and your dad went to Chestnut Ridge a few times. That's one of the courses we really like to walk.
Yeah. It was fun. I loved it.
Yeah.
I've been reconnecting with college friends a little bit more. We were all on different schedules when I was in Costa Rica, and so it's been nice sort of to catch up with everybody again. Dad, you're muted.
I'm on the search committee for the new president of Capitol, and we did 10 Zoom interviews on Wednesday and Thursday this week. So 8 o'clock in the morning until 5 o'clock at night, we were on Zoom, and it was amazing how well you could get to know somebody, just like we are doing now, and realize that at the end of it, one of the committee members asked our search firm leader, how much did we save by doing this remotely rather than flying everybody in, putting them up in hotels, paying for everybody's food? And she said, you saved at least $15,000 to $20,000 by doing it that way. And I can't imagine we wouldn't do it that way from now on, because it was perfectly sufficient for doing so. Identified 3 really strong candidates, and now we're trying to figure out the best way to connect with them in order to decide between them. But it was pretty interesting.
I would think all colleges would be having a problem right now recruiting new students, because these months are the months that are very important to bring students to campus. And I don't think they can do much of that right now. Any college.
Right. Well, it's very tricky. Melissa and Adrian know.
Yes, we do.
This is more.
Are you frozen? What did Tim say?
I said, if this is more than a 1-drink meeting, I need a refill.
Well, it's been really good to be together. Let's look for another opportunity to do it sometime and reminisce another question or two. And you know, we're thinking and praying for all you and people that are close to you. And we are spending a lot of time thinking about our friends that are doctors and nurses and putting themselves in harm's way. And, you know, I've got friends that are doctors that are recognizing they may need to come home and sleep in the basement until this whole thing is over, just because they don't want to cross-contaminate in their own families. So it's really an amazing, amazing time. I will say that I've been so impressed with our governor and the medical doctor, Dr. Acton, and the approach they're taking for doing this. I really appreciate what they're doing. And Dad was talking a little bit ago about, you know, what can you do? He was talking about it in terms of age, and we're sort of locked in. That's been another motivating factor for me, is that what we can do is stay home and not put people at undue risk by spreading this stuff. So it's sort of, you know, paradoxical, but by doing nothing and staying home, you're actually doing maybe as much as you possibly can to help stem this whole situation.
Yeah, like I told Adrian last week, we're not stuck at home, we're safe at home.
That's good.
DeWine's been getting some national attention. There was an article by USA Today talking about what a great job DeWine did in Ohio, specifically. And they were right on, because he did do an outstanding job.
I just saw a picture online today. It was an infrared picture of the whole United States that can monitor when people are moving with their cell phones. It's red where people are moving a lot, and it's not red where they're not. And all around the Great Lakes, it was almost completely white. There was no red, because people have really bought in and have been staying home.
Yay for the Midwesterners.
What did he say about
Also, we should get the cousins on here one time, because Ellen created some cool apps that you can like play games on together, and I did it with some of my friends, and it was, so maybe we can do that sometime.
I played a beautifully fun game the other day. Oh, it was so cool. It was.
Well, have a happy Holy Week, everybody. Try to get together again sometime soon, I hope.
It's going to be a unique Holy Week for sure, but one that might strengthen our faith.
I'm not very good at this
Yeah, I
yet.
appreciate you putting this together. It's been really nice seeing everybody.
Love you, love you.
You missed it. Sorry.
Dad, we were doing hearts. Man.
You were doing heart what? Not something else. What'd you say?
We were doing hearts, not Junior Birdman.
Yeah.
I was zoning in on Jesse there in the middle.
We're gonna do it. Here's the thing. I can't do it where you can see it. Here we go.
Bye-bye.
There you
All right, be safe, stay well, everybody.
go. All right.
All right. See
Take
ya.
care.
Bye-bye.